My next guest here in studio was a perfect 24-0 as a professional fighter before retiring in 2007. She is now also the host of All In with Laila Ali every Saturday morning on CBS at 8 in the morning, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and also the Late Night Chef Fight, a new cooking competition show on the FYI network, but also the USTA Youth Tennis spokesperson, Laila Ali.
Hi.
How are you?
You make me sound very busy.
Good to see you. You are very busy.
You're right.
You are very busy.
Also the mom of a 3- and a 6-year-old.
No kidding.
Yeah, so that keeps me very busy.
What are the 3 and the 6-year-old? Boy or girl?
I have a girl who's 3, a boy who's 6.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you get the 6 and the 3, and all of this stuff going on.
And a wonderful husband at home to help
Curtis Conway, who I see every now and then at the NFL Network.
Yes.
He's rocking. He's part of the paparazzi now with us. So you are a youth tennis spokesperson for the USTA. I know the NFL has a Play 60 program. Want to get the kids out there active through football or any activity. Is that the same thing at play here with the USTA?
You know what? It really is all about just getting kids active in physical activity. And when we're talking about tennis in the USTA, we understand how important it is to get kids involved in sports at an early age to create this lifelong love for sports and physical activity. And you know, I do a lot of speaking around the country just about getting kids healthy through sports and nutrition, because unfortunately it's an epidemic right now. People being overweight, being obese, being
child
inactive.
obesity.
Yeah, this is the first generation that is expected to live 5 years less than their parents, which is sad due to inactivity. So I got involved with the USTA to help encourage people to get their kids involved in sports early. And what I love is they're making tennis easier to play. We've got bigger tennis balls now. We've got smaller rackets, shorter courts that make it easier for kids to actually focus on the game opposed to feeling like they're taking a lesson, like I did when I was young, when I started, and I let it go because I got frustrated because I couldn't keep a volley going.
So you just started hitting people as opposed to
because I knew I could do that and be successful.
Yes.
And you forgot to mention I have 21 knockouts out of those 24 wins.
Okay, now I'm going to write that down. The last thing
write that on those note cards. No.
Last thing I want to do is short you or piss you off, Laila. That's the last thing. No.
I only hit women for a living. I do not hit men. Yes.
Okay. Well,
I'm lying. That wasn't true. I hit men. I hit men too.
Is that well, if given the opportunity?
Well, because I sparred with men. So, yeah, there's a lot of men that be like, that's not true.
Now, before we do move on to that, I still want to just hit you on tennis a little bit. Your history with tennis. Now, you played it yourself, and I know that you're involved in a women's organization that also involves Billie Jean King, who you know very well. What about Billie Jean King have you? I mean, because if you throw Billie Jean King out there, your dad's name always would be right around there too, from the same era, the same social consciousness that an athlete used to have.
Making a contribution to society beyond just, what the game did for them. And I think that, I have a lot of respect for Billie Jean King as an athlete, as a woman, as a mentor, and I learned a lot more about her through the Women's Sports Foundation, being on the board, being the president of the foundation for a couple of years, and just her commitment to giving back, sitting in board meetings, listening to everything that we had to go through in order to make the foundation successful, and in order to continue providing the information needed and keeping Title IX alive, all of that. And I was like, man, she's so committed to this, and just seeing her energy. And she always just made me feel like I really need to do more. I need to do more and give back. So I had a lot of respect for her.
Why do you think athletes aren't as socially conscious these days as back in the day?
It's a hard.
They used to be.
There's a lot of. I don't know if I'll be able to answer the question fully, but the first thing that comes to mind is just, number one, it's a different time. We don't require as much from them nowadays. Like back in the day, like my dad, had his political stance and everything, is because they were trying to get him to go to the war, so he had to fight. No one's really trying to putting these athletes in a situation where we have to see what their heart really is and what they're made of and their courage and all of that. So it's different. I mean, athletes are getting paid more nowadays. I think they're a little more spoiled. And people are different. It's not just athletes. People always talk about athletes, but people as a whole are different. Our society, just from what we're watching on TV to what we're listening to and what we expect of each other. Our expectations are a lot lower.
I'm here with Laila Ali, at The Real Laila Ali on Twitter. 24-0 as a professional fighter, 21 knockouts. Am I missing anything?
No,
I want to
that's
make sure.
correct.
Okay, that's good enough. 24 wins, 0 losses, 21 knockouts. So, you see what Ronda Rousey's doing right now, correct?
Do I see?
Yeah. Do you see what she's doing?
What would that be? I don't know exactly
she's hitting people. She's throwing them down on the ground. She's kicking.
Along with a lot of other people as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't think what she's doing is anything particularly special?
No, I think it's special when anyone is doing something that they train to do. They become a champion at it, and they're being very successful. I know what it takes to be considered one of the best, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's considered one of the best.
She is.
And as a female, and in the UFC. So more power to her. You know, I think that's great.
Well, people are saying, looking for anybody to beat her. They're saying you could be the one to do it, Laila.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what they are saying. Randy Couture said he would train you because obviously, it's a different world, UFC, MMA, than the world that you were 24-0 with 21 knockouts in. Would you consider doing
Let's
something
just
like
make
that?
this really clear for
Sure.
anyone who doesn't know.
Okay.
I was asked recently about some questions, and this has all started because I was asked, what about a fight between you and Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
And I said, I'm not going to answer that question. And I followed up with, no woman can beat me, because that's what I've been saying for years, and I'll say that until I'm 50 years old and in a wheelchair. Even then, I'll probably still be saying it. But then I was specifically asked, so Ronda Rousey can't beat you? And I said, no, of course not. And I said, do you know the size difference? I said, she's about the size of my 3-year-old daughter. Now, that's just my humor coming through, but over the years, people have continually asked me about fighting certain girls that were not even my size. Now, in fighting, we have weight classes, okay? So it's like asking someone like, say, Mike Tyson if he's gonna fight Floyd Mayweather, and he'd be like, of course not. I mean, you don't even have any interest in fighting. I don't have an interest as, first of all, I'm retired. I haven't fought since 2007, so let's just put things into perspective here. I haven't been talking about fighting. Someone asked me a question, I'm going to answer it honestly, and I'm going to answer it with confidence because I do believe that no woman can beat me. I don't care if it's a UFC on the street or in a boxing ring. But at the same time, I'm not trying to fight anymore, okay? And I especially don't want to fight a bantamweight when I am a super middleweight or a light heavyweight. My last fight was at light heavyweight. I am 185 pounds. And I'm not just 5'11", I'm 185 pounds. I got big hands, I got knockouts. I'm big, I'm strong. Why would I want to fight somebody this little?
Because she's challenging, because she might be challenging?
She actually didn't challenge
Okay.
me, so we want to make that very clear. She only responded to the public asking, and she responded very carefully, which I noticed, and I know that she does not want to fight me just by her response. And I don't fight anymore, so luckily, it won't happen.
I love this. This is great.
Yeah! But I maintain, and I will say, for all the UFC fans and all the boxing fans, that yes, I'm 100% confident that I will never, ever be bitten. It's written, it's in the scripture. You guys didn't see it? In the Bible, in the Holy Quran, it says Laila Ali will never be beaten. It has nothing to do, it's not just me, it's just the way it's just written.
It's
it just
written.
is. It's written, yeah.
Okay,
Go
so
find
who are we to dispute what is written?
That's all I'm trying to say.
I love that. How is your dad doing? How is your dad?
He's good. He's good. He, as we all know, he has Parkinson's disease. It's a progressive disease, and it's hard for a lot of people to watch. Recently, he went to the hospital, and you know what? He's back home now, and he continues to make me proud every day because he's such a fighter. He's been fighting Parkinson's disease, for 35 years. And he's continued to stay strong. He still gets out. He still makes, he went to one of my nephew's football games not too long ago, and I'm like, Dad, what are you doing out in the cold watching a football game? But he still gets out and makes public appearances. He doesn't try to hide his sickness because people do feel bad when they see him and they see that he can't talk as clear, or he can't move, or if he's walking with a walker. It's hard for people to watch, but it's a part of life.
But he's mentally up top.
Well, he's
What is he like?
he's definitely there, but it's not, he takes a lot of medication. And honestly, sometimes, no, you can't have a conversation with him. And the best time to talk to my dad for me is in the morning. Like if I call my dad around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, when he wakes up, hasn't had his medication, I can actually have a conversation with him. But as soon as he takes his medication, he kind of has side effects, and he kind of goes out of it a little bit.
What was it like growing up the daughter of Muhammad Ali, Laila? What was that like?
I don't know anything else, but I would say that there was always a lot of people around. You had Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, John Travolta, presidents, people coming over our house. So this was just a regular occurrence.
You'd walk in and there was a president of the United States just in the
or
house.
some other country. My dad has freed hostages, from overseas. He's done so much, and I didn't know how great my father was as a man, as a human being, not just a fighter, until obviously I got older. and really understood all that he stood for. But like I said, my dad continues to make me proud every day.
And when he goes to a game in Vegas, do people just go up to him, or do they respect his
no,
privacy?
people never respect his privacy. No, no, people are just one more, last one. Yeah. I hate to bother you, but they continue. But they can't help it because people feel like this is my once in a lifetime opportunity. Right. But he has people around him who know how to stop it when they need to.
Well, the USTA is lucky to have you.
I agree. No, I'm just playing. Thank you. I'm just joking. I had to sound like Ali. I'm just playing.
No, but that also answers the question. It's like, what's it like to be the daughter of Muhammad Ali? I mean, that's, you know.
I got the same blood running through my veins. I can't even help. I did not plan to say that. It just came out of my mouth.
I love it. But USTA is lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Being the spokesperson for youth tennis. Tennis is a great sport.
It is.
Not enough people play it.
Yep.
And it is a great way for kids to stay healthy and active and get their heart rate up and get out of the house.
Yes.
You know, it's great. So thank you for coming here. Please come back.
I will, I promise.
Especially, you know, if we're going to try and drum something up here. I think we just tried to with Rondo.
You know what? I was on another
show
this morning. I've got trainers.
Yeah.
I've got boxing promoters. I'm like, oh my God, you know. And
it's there. It's there.
The last thing is the $10 million, $20 million offer. Maybe we could think about it.
You heard it here first here on the Rich Eisen Show.
I got like $1
right
in my pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
I got $23 in a hat.
Yes,
that's it. That's all we have. That and Bob Arum will get you maybe a fight. Thank you for coming here.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate that. That's Laila Ali right here on the Rich Eisen Show. We had Mike Tyson here. As we'll go to break, I'll describe for the radio audience a photograph I took with him as soon as he left. There he was attempting to take a bite.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Did you ask him to do that?
I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
He did that on his own?
He did that on his own.
Come on, Mike. Should know better than that, boy.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.